Okay, hello, welcome to the weather update. A nice day today, a little on the warm side. We're still in the 70s out there right now. Got some 70s across the area. Temperature's fairly uniform with no sea breeze across the area. And we had some nice weather today. I did go out for a short walk in Port Washington, actually, which was very nice. Which wasn't so nice. It's nice bus leaving me stranded. That video will be up very shortly. I'll explain to you that in that video, but we did have some nice skies. Here's the sunset. You can look at that. Very nice sunset toward the evening with some cirrus coming in. Really pretty. Get a few more here. There you go. Look at that. That's pretty. Yeah, it was like more like dusk, and there's some pretty cirrus and altocumulus clouds that are coming in right now. Let's look at the satellite, and you can see them here on the satellite after we had a fairly sunny day today, actually. Wasn't too many clouds around, but it was warm out there. Let's go look at the high temperatures across the area and see what we have. Let's see what the high temperatures were. We're going to go here, and we're going to look at the high temperatures across the area today. Waiting for them to load here. Oh, I got to put this on historical. That's why it's not working. That would help. There we go. So we got into the 80s, pretty much mid-80s across Long Island. Pretty much everywhere. A little warmer in Jersey. 86 looks like in Toms River. Of course, always hotter in Toms River, where it was more like 81 for our area here. 82 at Farmingdale was your high. 81 at Islip. Pretty much. So everybody in the Long Island was in the low 80s, but in Jersey it was more like the mid-80s. Kind of warm out there. So let's go take a look at some of the individual stations out there across Long Island. We'll go ahead and start with Carl Place. And the humidity is down now, but it was higher earlier, so we'll look at a few stations here. Just a few. So right now it's 69 in Carl Place. So temperatures in the low 80s here. Low 80s pretty much. You can see how the dew points were coming down throughout the day. Started off in the 60s in the morning, and then dropping through the 50s, upper 50s in the afternoon, and then 50s, and now we're getting even drier than that. We're in the upper 40s. So you can see it looking at the temperature in our area. So let's go look at some of the other temperatures here as we head to Port Washington, where I was, and I was actually on the water. It didn't feel that bad. So let's take a look at some of these temperatures here. I don't know if we have a station that's right on the water. This is close to where I was here. So let's take a look and see what Port Washington got over here. Let's see. Yeah, a little cooler there, actually. A little bit cooler. A few degrees cooler, actually. It was only in the upper 70s. Yeah, when I was there, it was only in the upper 70s. It got hotter toward the later in the afternoon. But other than that, it was a little better there. It was probably a little cooler on the North Shore than the South Shore. And then we go and we look at New Jersey, where it was really hot. Let's go to the hottest areas that we have, like, Holiday City was this one. Holiday City, is this one Holiday City here? Holiday City, Berkeley, where it's always extremely hot. And they wound up getting a decent amount of rain, actually. I want to go into that for a moment here, looking at the rainfall totals here. So yeah, they were more in the mid-80s. They got up to 85, so yeah, a little hotter there. Wow, considerably more humid too. Dew points were in the 60s there, so. And still, the dew point's still in the 50s, so it's still humid there, which is pretty interesting indeed. Let me go back to that weather and hazards map here. Sorry, I'm not looking at Suffolk County today. I want to look and see if Miller Air Park is back reporting again. It is not. All right, so let's go ahead and look at. But you'll see that it's dew point 57, so it's a lot more humid there than it is here. Interestingly enough, that's because there's a weak. The push of cold air wasn't strong enough to really go down. I think to Jersey. I think that's part of the reason why. But let me go to historical. Let me go to precipitation, and we're going to look at the precipitation since yesterday in New Jersey, because they got quite a bit of rain. And you can see here, between those two storms that went over Toms River, you could see, look at that. Some of these areas got 1.5 inches in the heart of Toms River downtown there, 1.43, 1.83 down in forgot they call that area, the east part of Toms River, Island Heights. So 1.83 there, and then look at that, 2.55 being reported in Bayville. So yeah, quite a bit of rain delivered by those storms. They got like a couple of storms there that delivered well over an inch of rain, and even locally even higher than that. So they are really. That's probably why it's more humid there, just because it rained more and there's more moisture in the soil. Maybe that has something to do with it, but it's always warmer and more humid there. Looking at Long Island, you can see not very much. Again, we didn't get nearly as much, but we've got more rain on the way. So let me close all this stuff out, and we'll get into the forecasting part of this weather update now, because we are going to have this system be moving into our area, unfortunately, just in time for the weekend. I know it sucks, but that's what it's going to be, unfortunately. So you can see here, we have this high that'll be retreating, and we have this low pressure system that's going to be coming and then cutting off and getting kind of hung up offshore. You can see we're going to have a front, because it's hitting the ridge offshore, so you can see it's going to stall out. So we're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome throughout much of your Memorial Day weekend, and we don't really get out of it until maybe Monday, Memorial Day itself. Might finally get out of it, and then we'll have. But then after that, that ridge builds back, and then we're kind of in just a damp pattern. So the GFS was right all along about that humid pattern setting up, and you can see we're going to be dealing with this damn ridge for a while as we get into June, keeping us kind of tropical and kind of humid. If we look at the dew points, you'll see that. So you see what I mean here when you look at this. You can see we're just kind of dealing. We get a break from the humidity. This weekend will be at least not uncomfortable, but then you can see that humidity coming up, and then we're going to be dealing with the humidity already. June looks like to be quite a lot of humidity in the whole eastern part of the country. Very abnormal pattern here, once again, that we see more and more due to climate change. So let's get a little closer into our area here, because we are going to be focusing on the rain as we head into tomorrow. Let me look at the 0ZHRRR. We have out to 37 hours of that, so we can look at that and look at this rain here. So tomorrow we're dry until later in the evening. We're going to start seeing some light rain start around 4 or 5 o'clock. And then as you get toward after 8 o'clock, you'll see some heavier showers move into the area. And this is a good steady rain, so this will give us plenty of rain. The bad news, though, it looks like it's continuing right, and this is the 13Z Saturday. So Saturday morning, it's still raining. So let me go now to the NAM3. So this will go a little further out, and you'll see that it will still be raining, and then we still have the chance of showers throughout your Saturday. You can see the system just gets stuck here, and the showers may linger. It could be lingering at least Saturday and Sunday. I hate to tell you, it looks like the weekend is a washout except for Monday right now. If we want to go further than that, then we'd have to go to the GFS, and eventually we get rid of this low by Monday. It finally moves on out. But again, you have that stronger than normal Atlantic ridge that screws things up. It's just the weather patterns don't move along. You have the weather get stuck in the dry pattern for a long time, which isn't normal. Now we're going to be stuck in a wet pattern for a long time, which isn't normal. Things just don't move along like they're supposed to because we have a weaker than normal jet stream. And I'll explain that to you right now. So we'll go ahead and look at the jet stream here to show you what I mean. So here you go, and this jet stream is just almost absent. You can see little bits of it here and there, but look at that. As we head into June here, there's almost the jet stream. And then you start seeing a jet stream, and just look at this. I mean, this is just totally messed up. Totally messed up. Not normal at all. But again, due to Arctic amplification, let's have a difference between... Remember, the jet stream is fueled by the difference between the poles and the equator. So when you have... when you have a situation where that difference is less, you have a weaker jet stream. It's more it's just more disorganized. That's what you're seeing. So here you go. This is the rainfall for the GFS, and you can see throughout the weekend we could be getting as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain. It is much needed. The timing sucks, obviously, because it's the Memorial Day weekend. And it's been dry for like days and days, and now the Memorial Day weekend's here, it decides to rain. That's what you call Murphy's Law, but this would definitely put an end to our drought, this amount of rain here. And I can also look at the NAM12 as well and push this, or we need the 18. So this goes a little further out. As you can see here through Monday. Look at that. That's even pushing 4 inches. The NAM is even more impressive with the rain, particularly over the eastern part of Suffolk County, which is the part that really needs it. They missed out on most of those showers and thunderstorms yesterday. That's the model seem to think. Like I said, the system is just going to get stuck, and we're just going to be stuck in that wetness. So let's look at the NAM now. You'll see. So NAM continuing. We're looking at the NAM 12 here. So here's the NAM 12, and you can see the heavier rain. It actually moves in a little quicker, more like after 6 o'clock. And then we have that heavier rain continue. And that lasts into Saturday. And then as you get towards Saturday afternoon, it might let up a little bit in the evening. And then the second wave of rain comes in here on the NAM here, overnight Saturday night into Sunday. And that's going to linger through your Sunday. And then it finally starts maybe trying to get out of here by later on Monday. But we're going to be dealing with quite a bit of rain, which is needed. It's the timing obviously is not great. Obviously, timing is bad, very bad for the weekend. Let's now look at the temperatures, because not only will it be raining, it will be cool, which I don't mind at all. See temperatures tomorrow only in the 60s, so it'll be nice and cool. The HRRRs is only in the 60s, and then Saturday, we're going to really be in that nice easterly flow. We're going to be struggling to reach the mid and upper 50s. Look at the GFS and you'll see, look at that. Struggling to reach the mid and upper 50s. And I think the HRRR might be a little warm for tomorrow. I think it'll only be more like in the low 60s personally. And then look at how cool it is. And then cool on Sunday. On Monday we start warming up as we see the sun again. So we're going to have a couple of days of well below normal conditions, but then it gets close to average on Monday. And then here's Tuesday of next week. And then we'll have temperatures fairly seasonal as we get into next week. Let's look at the dew points now. Just to show you, we will be, this also shows the wind too. So you see strong easterly winds, and that's going to cause some coastal issues. Strong easterly winds tomorrow. Look at Saturday, Sunday. So you got that high to the north, and then you got the gradient here and the low that's kind of stuck offshore and sitting along that front. You can clearly see that front right there. And then it finally gets on out of here on Monday. And then we start seeing that it stays manageable, and then the humidity starts getting worse as we get into the next week with that ridge building. But we'll still have time between that. Now, as far as the sun goes, you're not going to see it. I mean, I shouldn't even bother looking at this. See, stuck in the clouds. And maybe Monday we see it, but I'm not even going to look at that, all right, because we're not going to see much sun at all. So the wind is an issue, so I'm going to now pull up the wind here. So you can see on here that the wind is going to be an issue at the coast, and that's why the Weather Service has issued these wind advisories. So you'll see here we got some small craft advisories up, coastal flood advisories, as well as a rip current statement because of the storm, those easterly winds. Coastal flood advisory could be 1 to 2 feet of inundation above ground level in vulnerable areas. That's for New Jersey. It looks like that's for Long Island too. I don't know why it's not showing us here. Let's see, this is the one for Long Island, I think. So up to 1 foot inundation above ground level in vulnerable areas. And that's because that east wind. So it's just not going to be very nice at the beach. It's going to be the only day that you might be able to salvage is Monday. But hopefully maybe some people decided to have an extra day and celebrate it today before things got too bad. So let's go and look at windy.com as far as the winds go. And we'll just put this on wind gusts just to show you that we will be dealing with some wind tomorrow. Here's east winds gusting up to 32 miles an hour, actually. It's impressive, but look what happens tomorrow night. And again, the trees do have leaves on them, so it could cause some widely scattered power outages, but I think the main impacts are going to be at the coast, 44-mile-an-hour wind gusts there. Let's see, this uses the European model. And you can see here, you've got some wind gusts. So we might even see a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust isn't completely out of the question out on the ocean. Generally close to 40. It's going to be pretty nasty with these winds and these cold temperatures. It's going to feel like it's March again tomorrow. I guess that's a good way to put it. We're going to roll back the clock to March this weekend. Right? So that's what it's going to feel like. And we're going to still be dealing with that wind. Here is Sunday, still dealing with those wind gusts. And then it finally gets out of here. So this is going to be a storm. It's just going to hang around offshore along a front that's stalled out. And the jet stream's kind of like not doing anything. So it's going to sit there, basically. And that's what we're going to be dealing with. So hopefully you got out there and enjoyed the sunshine today. I know I made sure I did. Although it was a little hot out there. You know, it's important to get that sunshine because we may be waiting a while. The European doesn't even give us sun on Monday, so we're going to be waiting a while to see that sun. So probably going to go through at least 3 days without seeing the sun at all, at least, if not more, as we deal with stall front syndrome. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. We do need the rain, though. It'd just be nice if we'd get it over with in one day. But, you know, that's not the way things work around here, especially when we're dealing with the climate change. And again, jet stream, again, that's just not... We really don't have a jet stream anymore, not a defined jet stream. So things just don't move along like they used to. Anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.